Adeleke, Ademola Jackson.
This is a time to vote individuals and not parties.
Haven't certified the requirement of the law.
Power still remains with the people.
Is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
We do not care the party you're coming in. This is a time we kill so many perception that has been holding us spellbound as a nation. This is a time we question them. This is a time we evaluate them based on what they have done so far. Ademola Adeleke has been able to win the heart of the people of Osun for the second time. At first, he did that on the People's Democratic Party, and now he's doing this on the platform of the Accord Party. Despite the fact that some faction of the Accord Party, less than 24 hours to the election, went on to declare their support and endorsed the candidates of the All Progressive Congress in person of Oyebamiji, and these just go on to show that Osun states are deciding to vote for a person and not a party. And what the people of Osun has been able to achieve with this act is that they are able to tell Nigerians that come 2027 elections, you do not need to vote an individual just because they are on a particular party. Vote for their personality, vote for their track record, vote for what they have proven that they can do, especially those who are returning to one office or the other. Now let's look at the vote, the final voting result from the Independent National Electoral Commission. Allow me to call them that because it has seemed like they've held on to their name on this time. Well, Adeleke was able to gather 511,067 votes. 511,067 votes. And for Oyebamiji, who gathered for himself 444,815 votes. Now, the final margin between the two strong contenders of Accord and All Progressive Congress is 66,252 votes. Now, that means that Ademola Adeleke was able to beat Oyebamiji of the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party at the federal level, with a margin of 66,252 votes. Now, let's look at the local governments that these individuals have been able to gather themselves voters beyond reasonable doubt. Adeleke was able to win 19 local government areas. 19 local government areas, and for Oyebamiji was able to gather for himself 11 local government areas. So which means Adeleke has more than half of the local government in Osun State for himself. Osun State has a total of 30 local governments, and Ademola Adeleke was able to win 19 out of those local governments, while he left the remaining 11 to Oyebamiji of the All Progressive Congress. Now, let's talk about what this means for the people of Osun, and then what it means for Nigeria on a larger scale. Now, over the years, Osun State has continued to prove to Nigeria that they are that state that would decide who they want to rule them, not who their godfather or who the ruling party is at the point in time. Osun State has continued to prove over the years they do not follow the bandwagon. And this is not just me talking about the presidential level, but I'm talking at levels like the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, our houses both at the federal and the state level. We need to pay attention to these people. We need to pay attention to personalities, to individuals. Why should I vote you? It doesn't mean that because somebody is on the ruling party, he automatically gets a ticket to sit in our houses and take decisions that affect our life for the next 4 or 8 years. Now, in this scenario, if we look at what the people of Osun have done here through Adeleke, if we want to cast our mind back to the 2022 governorship election in the state, at the time, Adeleke was on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Now, today, he came on the platform of Accord, a party that, as at the time of the last election, didn't have as much following as PDP had at the time. Now, if Adeleke was able to win an election for the first time on PDP and second time on Accord, it simply means the people voted not based on the party, but based on the individual, the track record, and the proven fact that this person has put before them in terms of his achievements in the past 4 years. Now, let's talk about this, relating it to those who will be coming back as incumbent governors, those who want to return to our houses at both state and federal level. This is the time for us to check their track record and vote them out or reinstate them based on what they have achieved. Based on what they have achieved, not because they are all progressive platform or not because they are on PDP. This is a time to vote individuals and not parties. come the 2027 elections, let us remember that someone was able to win an election on a different parties at different times, which means if we decide to vote individuals, we are on a track record of changing the state of Nigeria from what it is today to what it should be. The people of Osun State are loud, they are clear, they did not just vote. Mind, they did not just vote, they voted. They took pictures of the final result of their polling unit. They uploaded them online. Then they headed to the head office in Osogbo of INEC and monitored the process. Seated all night at the gate. This is to tell people that want to take their lives into their hands. Of course, I understand that at the federal level, this is going to be more complex, but it is doable. It is possible. The re-election of Adeleke into the office of a governor of Osun State for the second time on a different party entirely from what he ran on, during his first election, means that we have all it takes to defeat any party at an election, because no matter how many there are, we are the majority. I need us to also have this mindset that the people of Osun has had, that we are voting for individuals. We do not care the party you're coming in. If the person is coming on Peacock Party, the person is coming on Chicken Party, the person is coming on Broom Party, we do not care. What we care about is what you as a person have, your reputation, especially for those coming back to demand re-elections. This is a time we question them. This is a time we evaluate them based on what they have done so far. Osun Decide 2026 has been an amazing process. It has proven that the power belongs to the people. And no matter how much Nigerian politicians try to paint the picture that they can decide who rules or who wins an election, this is a reminder that actually those who decide who wins the election is the citizen, the majority, not less than 10% of the population who are politicians or requesting that we vote them. Look, in the coming election, the politicians all have one vote each. That is all they have. One vote each. So we are the majority. Over 200 million Nigerians who will be heading to the poll in 2027 has the final decision. Not Tinubu, not Akpabio, not All Progressive Congress, not the Northern Nigeria alone. This is the time we kill so many perception that has been holding us spellbound as a nation. This is a time to change our mindset that the power still remains with the people. And to INEC, if you have been able to do this with the governorship election, we'll be expecting nothing short of this in the general elections come January 2027. But let us draw a curtain here. This is me saying congratulations to the newly elected governor for second term into office. And this might just be a new dawn for Osun State politically, not just in terms of him winning the election for another 4 years. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see what continues to develop around Osun and generally as Nigeria head to the general elections of 2027.